Welcome to the General's Gentlemen.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Command and Conquer Rivals. Here we are casting some more games. I have a bunch of games recorded, and this is on my tablet now, so it's looking a little bit nicer. But yeah, we're keen to cast some more.
Yeah, pretty keen to jump into it. And we'll be casting Tiberium League. There are leagues now, which is good. So we can actually get... I mean, previously we got good replays anyway because of alliances, and that worked out pretty well because Callum just happened to be in the top alliance, which is good and still is. So
No, not anymore.
not anymore. No, did I really?
I was inactive for a while.
Right. Okay.
But I've been playing a lot more lately in Masters 1 now. So here we are casting Daddy Cool as the General Solomon, the Ion Cannon guy on the left. He's playing GDI.
And Anonymous is going to be playing our Oksana.
Well, he won't be remaining anonymous for very long. He's opening up with several attack bikes. 2 bikes already, so there's no Harvester here, so it's a bit of a no eco. Infantry response, however, from Daddy Cool. Trying to reposition this one. The bikes are burst damage, so you want to flank around, deliver the payload, and then get out of dodge. But it's going to be very close to finishing off this Harvester.
Interesting that we didn't actually see Daddy Cool pull it. Played it really well with the Rifleman in terms of blocking off the pathing route for one of the attack bikes, but didn't pull the Harvester. I felt that was kind of weird, especially given the positioning he had on his missile troops. But the militants are going to be running in. I'm pretty sure the Riflemen win that engagement. They were there slightly ahead of time, which is nice to see. Some jump jets also going to be coming out, but it's like triple militant now from Anonymous to try and kind of recover. He should have a fair bit of cash in the bank, so...
So went for the Harvester transition. Generally the best way to play that is if you do get the Harvester snipe, just go for your own. Don't commit to that all in. The Harvester's getting very low, however, but it does survive. The Venom and the Militants able to snipe them in time. Missile's about to fire, but it is being stalled. Venom's are perfect at clearing these. The Talon in response from Daddy Cool. Those have an air attack. Harvester goes down to the jump jets, and it is secured for Anonymous.
Yeah.
Daddy Cool now down to half health on his command center.
Interesting that one. It's Daddy Cool decided to prioritize taking out the Harvester and getting the bounty from that as opposed to looking for the silo control. I suppose that makes sense given the Venoms that were on the map. It was going to be hard for him to take that position anyway, and now it's double Talon out, so dealing with the Venoms is going to be really easy. It's weird that John Anonymous went for another. Venom will allow him to take out the remaining jump jet, and so can replace that Harvester when he gets a chance to.
Well, I see a Sandstorm, so Daddy Cool having the tech lab, clearly why he wanted to prioritize the Harvester. Had he not got a tech lab build, we wouldn't have seen that play, but the Sandstorm's perfect against the bikes, the Talon, the Banshees, everything here. However, the Scarabs are a perfect choice. They're an infantry unit, so the Sandstorm pretty weak against them. They delivered one of their missiles, so now the Sandstorm... it's actually pretty low and may go down to the other one, but meanwhile the Banshee is targeting this Harvester. Catalyst is dodged, however.
Catalyst is going to be dodged off to the side. Wolverine's going to be pushing in. Finds a really nice engagement onto the Venom, so going to be taking that one out. Jump Jets are going to be pushing in. Daddy Cool looking for control over the silo. Does get the blocker to the Banshee, who part over the Jump Jets, so we'll get the stall, but still taking in favor of Daddy Cool. Let's see if this one can actually go off.
It's going to be a close one. The Wolverine's low, does fire back towards Anonymous, so it is an even game now as far as the command center health is concerned. Still, air units are controlling this game. Bikes are very important to counter those Talons, and Banshee's able to duel pretty effectively in the sky. But
haven't seen a Harvester replaced yet.
There it is.
Cool.
Yeah, Caster's Curse, going for the northern Tiberian field, the south one being just a little bit too exposed. But the Harvester going down early for Anonymous meant that his Tiberium hasn't been saturated just yet. So in a map with such aggressive positions, sniping that one may not be the best choice in the long run.
Just playing for missile control might be the best decision here. The Banshee's actually going for base damage as opposed to control over the size. I don't know if this is the best call.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. Catalyst goes through, but the Talon's very quick to dodge that one. It's neutral for now and is charging up towards Daddy Cool. Does fire, and that's the GG for Anonymous. But yeah, that Banshee play was a little greedy. I think the Banshee has very low damage compared to things like the Hammerheads, for example, which is normally what you see used to go for
damage
those
the
base
base.
snipes.
Yeah.
Damage the base, yeah. Oh. So we have next game now, game number 2. These are just random games from Tiberium League. So these are the top players in the community. So we are seeing the strategies in the play that they can deliver. This is a custom game. So you'll see all the units are level 5. There's a mode called I think friendly mode where all units have the same level. So pretty safe for a Harvester first build here and infantry for Coda.
Looking good. Bikes after Harvester is kind of interesting. It's rare to see that you see players go for this kind of harassment style, but go Harvester first. Like normally it's the harassment unit first after Harvester, but as you can see, a bit of a switch up. Nice play from Groovy, forces both of Coda's units onto the Tib. That's nice. Rhino's gonna clear up the remaining bike, and the Harvester's fine. More damage onto Groovy's Harvester than Coda's. We'll see if that gets punished.
Yeah, that took a fair bit there. It was really important that he took out 2 bikes before they even started firing. Because bikes are a squad, they do less damage depending on how many squad members they have left. Where vehicles, they'll do the same damage regardless.
Really nice Predator pathing from Coda. Gets the additional shot off onto the attack bikes and keeps moving on past. Can probably win this battle against the Scorpion, but I think prioritizing the Harvester is probably the better decision.
Well, uses the buff there from the Jackson. Missile's getting pretty close to firing. It's going to get stalled there in the bottom left. Orca comes through. Not so good against the bikes, however, and is able to get towards Groovy. So Coda now has a bit of damage on his command center, and he goes for a Talon. It's going to be hard to use against all these bikes.
Yeah, gonna be nice against the Chemical Warriors though. Gonna try and find some damage. We can see Groovy is trying to pull the bikes down to a better position, but it's covered by the Predator tank, so should be fine here. Very nice micro and positioning from Coda. The second bike's out, it's gonna make it more difficult.
Well, that Harvester is idle, perhaps keeping it there because he knew the Orca was on the field. Has delivered 1 payload against the bikes. They're able to survive because the Orca rockets can only kill 1 bike. But
there's the reload.
Yeah, it's reloaded.
Ah!
Goes down now to the bikes, but we still see a lot of Talons in the air.
Okay, this should be another Chemical Warrior going down.
Good snipe.
There's the buff onto the Predator tank moving pretty quickly. Again, looking like it's going for the Harvester, but decides to pull back to the missile platform.
Yeah,
solid defensive line from Groovy.
This Harvester is going to be a snipe option, but given that Coda has lost 1 missile, he's going to be a bit more conservative, I think, in his playstyle here. He needs to try and hold his pads for as long as he can, and then once it's evened up, it'll free him a little bit more. Uses the Catalyst on the Chemical Warriors. It detonates both the Predator and the Rhino. Fantastic use of the Catalyst missile. You detonate that on Tiberium patches or the Tiberium drops. But either way, this missile is getting very, very close. Talon's taking a long time to take out the Scorpion. Bikes have moved up to try and fight that one, and it's just constantly being stalled by these air units. Stalled once again. Chemical Warriors towards the bottom, but need to see some good blocks at the north with the bikes. Don't let the Rhino enter, but it does fire. There goes Coda. Nice try there. That was a sick catalyst.
Yeah, that was a really good catalyst. That totally won the game because he got the Rhino and I got the Predator, with the same catalyst, and I don't think that I was really ready for it. Yeah, nice play by Groovy. That was good. Enjoyed that game.
So we have another game. There's about 4 games in this recording that I did.
Establishing battlefield
and now we're gonna have Big Daddy playing as Nod with the Oksana Commander. Has a buff that is able to increase attack speed and movement speed, but at the cost of more damage received.
PJ 14-14 showing off the Liang. We're gonna get to see a repair drone hopefully this game. That could be cool.
Okay, he went double bikes first. Good response. Doesn't let the bikes get a first volley off.
That's smart.
And now he has a squad of missiles. So this is really good boxing. See, the bikes are trapped there. They can't actually retreat from this one. So you can move your units through your own units, but your enemy can't. So
second volley.
It's kind of like mineral walking in StarCraft. So you can use the Harvester to reposition. So it is stalled out. The Harvester hasn't been sniped. Now PJ not only is mining, but also has a fair few squads on the field, so not a good opener for Big Daddy, but let's see if he can finish that one off. It is a very low Harvester, and that being said, he's Liang, so he can heal it with his repair drone.
I would really like to see a repair drone. PJ's actually going to tech instead. I don't know how I feel about that. We got an airfield out. It's going to be the Talon to try and block. Oh no, get the Harvester out of there. The Flametroopers can take it out.
Yeah, the Talon can't block it. He can walk through it, but yeah, I'm surprised he conceded the positioning there, because he could have blocked it with his infantry.
Exactly.
Down goes the Harvester to rebuild, but now that's given Big Daddy the cash he needs. Goes for his own Harvester as a response. Does cost 60 Tiberium to build the Harvester, and you get 100 for sniping your opponents.
It's a pretty good comeback. I'm surprised that PJ didn't just suicide the rifles and just let them go down. I mean, repair drone gets thrown down. It's kind of interesting timing, though. It doesn't really help out the engagement. jump jets are in it. There goes the repair drone. That's been sniped.
Yeah, the repair drone's incredibly squishy, so a single bike volley will take it out. A lot of flame troopers on the field. The Talon takes a long time to destroy those.
Oh, good block.
Flames are going for the northern point, so it's probably going to go towards Big Daddy. Yeah, no way he was going to able to defend against that one.
PJ takes the first bit of damage this game, and it's an APC rolling out.
APCs are a pretty cool unit. They're like a Rhino in terms of the unit, but they have a lot more health, and they also spawn a missile squad when they're destroyed. So they're great for defense. They're also quite slow as well. So using them on the offense is a little bit more tricky.
It's going to be coming out now. Whether it maybe goes for the APC. Oh, it's going for the base. Interesting.
Wow, he has the buff, so it's going to have a very high rate of fire, but the Talons are a great counter against it. We'll shoot it out of the sky. Only took 3 shots. Flame Troop was also going to have some good damage, but it was blocked by the jump jets as well as the Talon there.
Has the increased movement speed when it's reloading? Maybe pulling to the north with the Oksana buff on would have been the better play, but nonetheless, you know, PJ takes about half damage. Shouldn't end up mattering. It's probably still a couple of a fair bit of Flame Trooper damage if he wants to try and finish it off that way rather than via missiles.
He does have 1 missile ahead, so going for those kind of base plays can be a great way of trying to force your opponent out of the missiles because they have to play a little bit more on edge. He will be able to snipe the missile squad. Inferno does go down as a response, and the Predator was healed up there, so Liang is a very good commander for holding those launch pads.
Flame Trooper's down. There's a repair drone. Actually, oh, nice. Repair drone slightly gets the block onto the Predator, which is now going to path underneath. But I'm pretty sure that the Predator wins this. The Scorpion's going to go down. No, it was really close, but the Scorpion gets the shot off in time. We'll get the block onto the platform. Pretty sure Big Daddy gets the launch.
Slow.
That was so close.
Yeah, the jump jets and the APC both would have been good in that situation. So, very close game there. I guess he was forced into a lot of Talons to try and counter the Infernos, which weren't really good against both the bikes and the Scorpions. The Scorpions can't attack the Talons, but the Talons just do so little damage against them that it just takes too long. So once again now we're going to be casting Coda. He's playing the Strong Arm, Lieutenant Strong Arm as the GDI.
Objective received.
Playing against Groovy. And another friendly match. Level 5 units.
Yeah, so it's Militant first. Scouts out what's up. Does a little bit of damage against the Harvester, but not a lot. And we'll see the laser squad as a great response. So that's the advantage of opening up with a single Militant, is it gives you good vision. So you can see what your opponent's going for.
Would be a really solid way to scout build order.
With the help of the Militant, Laser was able to win that fight pretty cleanly, but now we have the Shockwave Troopers, so they're amazing versus other infantry. Not so good against vehicles, however, so he will need maybe some missiles against this bike squad.
Yeah, going to make a fair bit of sense. I mean, fighting on the Tib is not super smart. Shockwaves are fairly strong, but still not a great play. But, forces the bikes into Predator spawn. Very smart. Nice micro from Coda. We'll take a little bit of damage onto the Shockwave Troopers, but not a big deal.
So the Shockwave Troopers cost 40, whereas the Militants are only 10. So even despite the Militants having the Defender's advantage, the Shockwave is able to just gun through them. And even the lasers too get a few volleys, so very effective Shockwave squadron, but it will be countered by the Chem Buggy.
Very quick. Nice play. There's the enhancement onto the lasers in the north from Groovy. Will enable them to take out the Rhino, which they would have been difficult. Bikes can actually look for this engagement on the Predator. I'm pretty sure that's 2 volleys, and yeah, one of the bikes gets sniped down in time. So first Predator survives, though the platform control is certainly in the hands of Groovy, and that was actually a really nice play. We saw Groovy pull back the Chem Buggy. Obviously, leaves the block, but keeps the unit alive. Therefore, the platform was still in his control, and we got the launch coming through. Very, very smart play.
Yeah, it was close, because both of those squads defending it were quite weak. Harvester for Coda is pretty low as well here, but you see a fair bit of action around the center, and those Tiberium gases are still there, those clouds, and they will do damage over time to whatever's in the middle, especially against infantry. So need to bear that one in mind. Those Chem Buggies, they're like a hit and run unit because they drop those little Tiberium clouds and they can move while shooting and then get away and still do that damage. So right here, fantastic against the Shockwave. Bike's going back for the Harvester snipe, and it's with the Oksana buff, so it will be a dead Harvester.
Yeah, second volley is going to come through. Shockwaves should fall here as well, as they are on the Tib taking damage over time. See the Predator tank pushing into south. It's actually double Predator rolling through the middle as well here from Coda, looking to gain control of the central missile platform.
It's a lot of Predator tanks, and they're going to get countered by the lasers, but they can buy some time for the launch. But a Manticore is now called in, a heavy gunship able to take out those vehicles with 2 hex range, so we'll force a Talon in response. An air-to-air helicopter is perfect. The Manticore cannot attack air targets.
Unit lost.
Could see the Chem Buggy getting onto the central, yes, onto the central side versus the Talon back onto to take out the Buggy rather than going for...
Oh my god, he needs to get one of those air
So
units on the
close.
other pad so
Oh!
it'll get taken out. The Rhino was a little bit idle there for a while. The Bite's going to do some great damage to the Orca, but there's already another one on the way. The Talon should definitely get sent to steal the other launch pad, because that will tick it over for a win. More bikes are coming through with the buff. There goes the Talon for the stall, but maybe it's too late. Already bikes in position. Down goes the Talon. Orca's reloading, and it won't get another run off in time. Groovy going to have this one in a bag. Yeah,
Fantastic play. That was really good.
Especially because of the those rocks near the Tiberium, the missile pad. It means the air units are very deadly. So that Manticore was a perfect choice. It's hard to go for a tech lab in that map because it is quite aggressive. So double Harvester not really an option most of the time, but having sniped his enemy Harvester, got a nice little cash bounty. And let's see who our next rivals are. Maybe they're not rivals. Maybe they're bros.
Bros. These are friendly battles, so here you go. Alright, here we go.
Establishing
Nice.
battlefield
Oksana
control.
mirror.
Yeah, Coda vs Groovy, cool. See if the loadouts are similar. We're on, and same opening.
So this is a map where you get a lot of action around the middle, obviously, but the sides are actually pretty exposed as well. So you can flank like the very top and bottom of the map, or you can just go through the middle to them. So you do see a lot of attempted stalls and so forth around the sides. But Flame Troopers for both of these players, the Defender's advantage is important, but the lasers will also help a little bit. Seems to be respecting it.
Nice, better positioning. Good reposition from Groovy. Ah, nice stuff from Coda though. Stops the Flame Troopers, and the Buggy's going to be here to help out a little bit as well. Pulls the Flames maybe a little bit early. I have to avoid dropping that second model, but still safe. Nice play with the lasers too.
He's able to zone out the lasers. So he gets the... Oh, didn't retarget there, so the Scorpion actually fired at the lasers. So that was a wasted shot. And the Oksana buff comes through, but there's going to be another full health Scorpion there from Groovy. And I think the Scorpion was also firing at the Flame Troopers, so you need to make sure you retarget those vehicles. They won't auto-target whatever's best. They target based on proximity.
Okay, Buggy v Buggy action in the north, but the Harvester will go down in the favor of Coda. That's an excellent trade for him. I'm pretty sure Predator gets one more shot off, so the lasers are also going to be finished off. And the launch, man, Coda just banked. Not only got the launch, also got the Harvester down. Has really great positioning on the map. Slight unit advantage to Groovy, but that should be cleaned up shortly.
Harvester's still pretty low here. The Scorpion was looking for a finish, but it is blocked by that Scorpion.
As the Oksana buff onto the Buggy of Groovy, going to be getting a fair bit of damage down onto these Flames. That was a really smart play. Didn't have a counter to those on the field, and the Buggy successfully takes those out.
Those lasers now in a good spot, but more Flame Troopers on the field. So we see the constant swapping between counters, not letting their opponent get the upper hand in that sense. It's been a bit of a slugfest in the middle, but now we see the Giga Cannon, fantastic against the other vehicles. It is very squishy, so blocking with the lasers and the Buggy is important. It charges up over time. Now it splits off as well. The Scorpion gets focused down. Buggy as well. Needs to retarget the Scorpion.
Scorpion!
There it is. Gets all three of those vehicles. The Banshee in response can take that one out. Doesn't have an air attack. Bike's looking to finish the Banshee off, but good snipe. However, a fantastically effective Giga Cannon.
That Giga Cannon was amazing. The Bikes are also going to be able to take out the Banshee as it pushes around. Full volley onto the Bike squad of Coda, so that one's down to one model. There are no units on either of our natural missile platforms. Everyone's just fighting over this one. Flames going to be coming out now from Groovy. Counters the Flames from Coda.
Yeah, double lasers here, but this is a field day for the flame troopers, and there's 2 of them on the field now.
Flame troopers get the successful positioning onto the pad itself. Predators down the bottom south. Sorry, the Scorpions down the bottom south. That's going to be countering out, and he pushes. So the Banshee comes out. Banshee will be finishing off those Scorpions. The Harvester from Coda safe at the moment.
The game's going to start getting more aggressive as the Harvesters deplete their safe Tiberium, and only the central Tiberium is remaining. Missile's getting very close to firing, and it's going to go back towards Groovy. So we've seen mostly clean 2-0 wins for these players. Often you see it swap hands and get down to the last missile.
Really nice play from Coda, especially the last Banshee play at the end, like rolling it down to the bottom rightmost missile platform and managing to get the neutralize on that was really smart. So
yeah,
good play.
But I'm keen to do more because we powered through those pretty quickly.
By all means.
3, 2, 1.
So phone games opposed to tablet games. RIP. I like tablet games.
Yeah, the quality not quite the same on my phone.
Building online.
But anyway, we are, I forget the name of this map, but GDI being played by Dubious, who is Lieutenant Strongarm.
Adrian will be rolling in as Seth.
So he
Drill pods.
Dubious opened up with the Shockwave Troopers, so the militants had to respect that and back off. Even though the Shockwave is much stronger, sometimes it's worth just losing the militants to get some damage off if you're defending. But actually goes for the buggies. But that being said, just keeping the militants alive can also be useful for blocking, because then it makes it harder to use the pitbull if the militants block them.
Yeah.
Now he goes to the buggy first,
That was smart.
so the pitbull wastes a couple of volleys. Really, the pitbull wanted to target the bikes there. That being said, he isn't microing the bikes as good as he could be. You want to sort of hit and run with the bikes because they have a long reload. Jump jets at the south now, so this is a pretty strong Harvester sniping composition. The northern point is taken by Adrian, however. The jump jet's going to be a big problem for these bikes. The pitbull's going to get sniped here, and he goes for the steal, but against the jump jets, not a good plan at all.
Yikes, Buggy goes down straight away, and that should be the launch in favor of Dubious. I don't know if that was the best play, rolling it against the jump jets. It is now double jump jet on the field. We'll see if they look for some Harvester harassment. There's a Banshee out now from Adrian, so not really a counter to these jump jets. I like this play. This is smart from Dubious. Pushes onto the other platform and starts moving towards the Harvester. That's going to force a response.
Yeah, the jump jets and the buggies are both glass cannons in a sense, where they don't have a lot of health but a lot of damage. So the defender's advantage especially makes a difference there. But either way, the game is still rolling. Harvester's moving towards their next Tiberium patch. Banshee is looking for some damage, but these pitbulls will have none of it.
Well, maybe a bit of overkill rolling in the Storm turret, but that's okay. We'll stop the militants from pushing in against these pitbulls. Now focusing down one of the lasers. Another spot of shockwaves out. I like this. Really nice counter to the lasers, which are going to roll in. They don't know where to path. They're blocked on one side by pitbulls, by shockwaves on the other one. There's a drill pod coming in from Adrian. Going to look for the contestant on the top silo.
The MLRS is going to make it so hard to use vehicles near that north side. Even that one of the points there is actually exposed. The buggy's going to get taken out once it reloads. Needs to use flame troopers now to try and counter those shockwaves. So the buggy positioning is limited by this artillery.
Mlaris is going to be taking about 50% damage. Actually decides to pack up and then set up again, which means the bikes managed to find a burst off. More bikes coming in to the south as well. Platforms still in the favor of Dubious. All 3 of them are currently stalled out.
Stalling with the militants. He may want to move his Harvester and just try and stall that one. The Banshee leaves the point. Maybe not the best idea, but he wants to try and take that MLRS out. The pitbull cleans up the last Banshee. Oh, it's stalled once again. The pitbull moves out of the point.
This movement is crazy.
The Banshee's flying all around. The jump jets get sniped. Missile goes towards Dubious. The game continues. But with 3 Banshees in the sky, this Harvester is in risk. Once again, uses the drill pod for those flame troopers.
Okay, pitbull's going to be moving in. Finds the block. That means the jump jets are going to be okay, but they're not going to help out at all. Banshee Harvester gets replaced. That one's going to be moving in now. Pitbull's focusing down the flame troopers for some reason and not focusing down the Banshee. Should be going up there. Giga Cannon gets rolled out.
Wow.
Finds the beam. Wow, actually actually manages to find the snipe. Ryder will eventually take that one out, and it's another Giga Cannon coming in now. Good.
I don't know what Dubious has to counter this one. They have MLRS, and I guess the MLRS will actually win because it doesn't have to charge up. It does its damage immediately.
Let's see how much burst damage the MLRS can do. There's the shots coming out. Giga Cannon gets sniped down. Very nice. 50% health onto the MLRS, but I'm not sure if there's anything that can snipe that one down. Pitbull down the south fighting out with the Banshee, but the bikes come in. That burst is going to be enough. 2 platforms in the hands of Adrian.
Oh, the Banshee's pathing past the Pitbull. Drill Pod once again install that point out. It's going to be a closer one. Jump Jets to the north going to be holding that one, and the MLRS.
Flame Troopers down the south. There's only a Pitbull against him. There's the launch. Dubious finds it with a Pitbull on about 10 health. Very nice.